Hello everyone, my name is Bruno, and this is the very first video of Hombre Fitness Kitchen. Alright, so today we're going to be making a chicken brine. Now you may be asking yourself, well, isn't that just a marinade? Yeah, it kind of is. They are very similar to each other. A marinade, you can infuse whatever flavors into the chicken breast, and you can just go ahead and proceed to baking it, to grilling it, or pan searing it. Doesn't really matter. A chicken brine, you can do the exact same thing. The difference being that you can infuse whatever flavors you want into it and then go ahead and bread it with whatever you choose to, flour or breadcrumbs, and then bake it or deep fry it. And the result is a very juicy chicken breast. If you've ever been to a restaurant and had some chicken tenders and thought to yourself, wow, these are really juicy, well, they used a brine of some sort. And that's how you acquire a very juicy piece of meat. So let's get started with the ingredients, shall we? First, you will need 1 cup of boiling water, 3 cups of cold water, followed by 1 red onion, 1 lime. Where's my little plate? Oh, there it is. 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar, 1/8 of a cup of kosher salt, 2 bay leaves. Let me move that on out of the way real quick. There you go. You're gonna need some chili peppers. That's completely optional. You can go with jalapeno, serrano, doesn't really matter. 2 garlic cloves, and about 12 peppercorns. And let's go ahead and throw in the star of the show here. We're gonna need our chicken breast to complete this. I got about 6 small to medium chicken breasts here in this particular plate. You can go about 3 pounds. You can even go a little more if you like. Let's start the preparation. Alright, we're going to start by removing the ingredients out of the way here. And we're going to promptly bring back those chicken breasts so we can start to butterfly them. But before we do, we gotta go safety first. Got my little latex glove here and smack. There you go. Got the chicken breast, got the cutting board, and I got a sharp knife. I chose to go with a 6-inch chef's knife. You can also go with a fillet knife. That'll work just fine. The way I like to butterfly them is I go on the long side here, that I like to call it, put my palm over it, stick my thumb up so I don't chop my finger off. And if I need any little piece left like that, I just kind of chop a little bit down, and there it is. And we're gonna go in through with the rest of them here. All right, while I'm slicing them up, I just want to give a little tip here. You can use chicken thighs interchangeably instead of this chicken breast, or you can just go ahead and mix them up. The result will actually be a much more flavorful piece of chicken. So go ahead and experiment with that and see if you like it. Alright, let's go ahead and prepare this brine now. We got the 1 cup of boiling water coming off the stove here. There you go, and there you go, steam on the camera. It's probably not a good thing. But at this point I realized that this plate was just a little bit too small for this particular scene, but it's my first time shooting a video on cooking, so cut me some slack, huh? And now the pot of boiling water is out of the frame, so you can't see what I'm doing too well. Hey, there you go. Go ahead and move it back where it should be. So I'm throwing in the dark brown sugar and the kosher salt in the pot there. I'm taking a spoon and I'm going to mix it around a little bit. Put it back on the stove so it can completely dissolve while I prepare the rest of the brine. So I went ahead and just threw the rest of the dry ingredients on the counter there. And I'm going to bring out my lime, to which I'm going to go ahead and cut 5 thin slices. So the reason why I go with 5 thin slices instead of 5 thick slices is because the lime juice tends to penetrate the broth just a little bit too much. Now this is completely up to you. You can go ahead and add more lime slices or just not use it at all. It all depends on what your personal preference is. To that, I'm going to go and do the same thing with the red onion. Now I choose red onion based solely on the fact that I like the flavor of it. You can choose yellow onion, white onion, or even sweet onion if you got it. Either one works just fine, but I just prefer this red onion, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut 3 slices. Okay, as you can see, my kosher salt and dark brown sugar mix is completely dissolved, to which I'm gonna go ahead and pour into my stainless steel bowl. And look at that, a little more steam on the camera. Definitely not a good thing. At this point, I'm going to go and add my dry ingredients with the exception of the garlic cloves. Alright, so with the garlic cloves, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just use the side of the knife, press it on top and give it a couple whacks, and that will actually help smash the garlic clove, which will release that aroma, and I'm going to throw that into the brine. Repeat the same process by smashing that garlic clove and then throw that into the brine. Now the second to last step of this particular brine is adding in the cold water, of which I like to do 1.5 cups of crushed ice followed by 1.5 cups of cold water. Doing this will actually cool down the broth almost immediately. I'm going to give it a quick stir so it incorporates well. And at this point the brine is cold enough to add in the chicken breast, which I'm going to do now. And the last step to this brine is to add in the sliced red onion and the sliced lime slices. Give it a quick mix so that way it incorporates well. And we're going to go ahead and finish it off by putting on some saran wrap, throwing it in the fridge overnight, and we'll be ready to use tomorrow. Now I only recommend that you leave the chicken in the brine overnight and no longer, because it may actually make the chicken kind of mushy when you cook it. Alright, so now we're going to go and close out the video with a few shots of the grilled chicken just for added pleasure. Thank you all for watching the video. If you want to see more like this, please throw me a like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you try this recipe, let me know how it goes.